At a lavish gala, Amelia, a young, ambitious journalist, felt completely out of her element. She was there to cover the event, hoping for a breakthrough story. Across the room, she noticed a man whose intense gaze seemed to follow her every move. Thies was Liam, a reclusive billionaire, known for his sharp business acumen and even sharper eye for detail. Amelia, feeling a bit overwhelmed, accepted a glass of champagne from a passing tray. As she mingled, she placed her drink on a nearby table to jot down some notes. That's when she saw him. Not the billionaire, but a waiter, a single dad named Thomas, who she'd interviewed for a story about the city's working poor just last month. Their eyes met for a fleeting second, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Thomas was working this gig to make ends meet for his little girl. As Amelia turned back to her notepad, Thomas subtly moved towards her table. With a swift, practiced movement, he picked up a glass and replaced it with another identical one from his tray. The switch was so seamless, so quiet, that no one else seemed to notice. No one except Liam, who had been watching the entire scene unfold from his secluded corner. Amelia, oblivious, picked up the new glass and took a sip, her focus entirely on her work. Liam's curiosity was piqued. Why would a waiter switch a guest's drink? He'd seen another man, a notorious business rival, loitering near that same table moments before. A cold realization dawned on him. He approached Thomas as the waiter was clearing another table. "What did you just do?" Liam asked, his voice low and direct. Thomas froze, his face pulling. He thought he was about to be fired. I saw Mr. Harrison drop something into her drink," Thomas stammered, his voice barely a whisper. "I recognized her. She wrote a story about me. A kind one. I couldn't just let that happen." Liam's expression soft. He looked from the terrified waiter to the unsuspecting Amelia, who was now engaged in a lively conversation. The pieces clicked into place. Harrison, his rival, had clearly tried to drug Amelia, perhaps to get information or simply out of sheer malice. This humble waiter, a single father just trying to get by, had risked his job, his livelihood, to protect her. Liam was impressed, not just by the act of bravery, but by the quiet dignity with which Thomas had done it. He hadn't sought recognition. He had simply done what was right. Liam walked over to his head of security and murmured a few words, pointing discreetly at his rival, Harrison. Within minutes, Harrison was being quietly but firmly escorted from the premises. Liam then returned to Thomas. "You have my gratitude," he said, slipping a folded piece of paper into the waiter's hand. "This is my personal number. Call me tomorrow. I believe we have something to discuss regarding your career." Thomas stared at the paper, then at Liam, speechless. He had just wanted to protect someone who'd shown him kindness, and now his life might be about to change forever. Meanwhile, Amelia was wrapping up her notes when Liam approached her. "Enjoying the evening, Miss Collins?" he asked, his voice smooth as silk. Amelia was startled. The Liam Vance was talking to her. "It's been an eventful night," she replied, trying to maintain her professional composure. "More than you know," Liam said, with a cryptic smile. "I read your piece on the city's working families. It was insightful. You have a talent for seeing the real story." Amelia blushed, caught off guard by the compliment. "Thank you, Mr. Vance." "Call me Liam," he insisted. "Perhaps you'd be interested in a real story, one that involves corporate espionage, a failed attempt at sabotage, and an unsung hero." Amelia's journalistic instincts kicked into high gear. Her eyes lit up. "I'm listening," she said, her pen poised over her notebook. Liam gestured towards a quieter balcony. As they walked, he began to recount the evening's events, leaving out no detail of Thomas's silent intervention. Amelia listened, her initial shock turning into a profound sense of gratitude and admiration for the waiter who had saved her. The next day, Thomas called the number. He was offered a position managing logistics for one of Liam's charitable foundations, with a salary that would give him and his daughter the stability he'd only dreamed of. He accepted, his heart full of disbelief and gratitude. Amelia's story, the one she published a week later, wasn't about the gala's glitz and glamour. It was about Thomas. It was a story of quiet courage, of integrity in the face of risk, and of the unexpected heroes who walk among us. The article went viral. It didn't just highlight Thomas's bravery. It shone a light on the struggles of many like him. Because of the story, donations poured into the foundation Thomas now worked for. Liam, who had always kept his philanthropy private, found himself in the public eye for a different reason for recognizing and rewarding virtue. And as for Liam and Amelia, their conversation on the balcony was just the beginning. Drawn together by an extraordinary event, they found in each other a shared appreciation for integrity and a curiosity about the world that went beyond the surface. A silent, selfless act by a waiter hadn't just saved a journalist from harm. It had rewritten 3 destinies, proving that sometimes the most powerful actions are the ones no one is meant to see. If this story made you think of someone you love, pass it on. Like, share, and subscribe to Soul Sturby, 'cause kindness grows when we choose it.